Hi, my name is Haley Cooper, and this is my two-digit addition and subtraction lesson plan. In this lesson plan, students will be working on solving two-digit addition and subtraction problems with and without regrouping using the following Web 2.0 tools and applications. They include Nearpod, QR codes, Kahoot, Seesaw, iExcel, and BrainPop Junior. All of these apps allow for students to be engaged in the lesson, collaborate with each other, and to practice their learning. We have been working on addition and subtraction strategies for about a week now, and so these students are working on showing their knowledge through these apps and providing feedback to one another in their differentiated guided math groups based on a pretest that was given the week before. Some essential questions that the students will be answering are: what addition and subtraction place value strategies help me solve problems? When do I need to know to regroup or borrow when solving problems? They will also be asked guided questions to prompt background knowledge, and they will also be asked higher order thinking questions and will have to respond either orally in our small group time or on Seesaw. Like I said before, this lesson is based on Georgia Standards of Excellence and ITSE standards that are grade level appropriate. The first app that students will be using is Nearpod, and Nearpod allows students to collaborate, calculate, analyze, and evaluate. I used Nearpod as a whole group lesson at the beginning of the week just to review the strategies. Nearpod is great because it allows students to work together, and they were able to show me how they solved the addition and subtraction problems on the Nearpod by signing in using our class code, which you can see up here. I let my students work together. One thing that I would change in the future, though, is that I would not do this as a whole group lesson. I would allow students to do this in small group time because a lot of my students did not need the review that was provided at the beginning of the Nearpod lesson. The review that I used is I included BrainPop Junior videos of our addition and subtraction place value strategies and videos that my students had made the week prior of exemplar student work. This is an example of my Nearpod, and this is an example of some of my students' work. So you can see that they can do it in real time, and then I was able to give them feedback immediately. They also use QR codes, again, to get that immediate feedback in their small group time. My lower groups were able to choose 6 addition and 6 subtraction problems to solve, and then they scan the QR code to get that feedback immediately. My higher groups, they were able to do the same thing. They solved the problems, but then they had to pair up and do error analysis on the problems that their partner got wrong. Next time I did this lesson, I would definitely have my lower groups also complete error analysis because they could have done that and they completed the activity a little quicker than my other groups. The other app that I used was Seesaw. All of my students absolutely love Seesaw. They were able to post their work onto their journal, like you see here. After they played a game Toothy, which is very interactive, students are able to choose which problems they solve and check it by flipping the card over and seeing the answer on the back. Students were able to get immediate feedback from me as well as their parents, as you can see right here, and their peers. They had to go and comment on their peers' work and give them a grow and a glow. The other 2 apps that we used were Kahoot and iExcel. Both of these were also just review games that students played. They also get immediate feedback in iExcel. It's differentiated based on what the students have passed. And then Kahoot, my students played one-on-one. And they all had to answer questions. In the future, I would have teamed them up because my lower students were not able to answer the questions in the given time period. So, my reflection and challenges, I already addressed my reflections, but the challenges that I came across, like I said, were my lower students running out of time when we played our Kahoot at the end of my lesson. And then I also ran into some challenges, even though I reminded parents through Seesaw and the blog to download student apps. Some of them did not have the apps that they needed, and so it made it a little bit more challenging. So next time I would make sure the week prior that students had everything that they needed before we started the lesson.